Welcome to part 2 of the pre-algebra chapter 1 review. Starting on number 27, we have to find the absolute value and the opposite of 18. The absolute value, the distance to 0 is 18, and the opposite would be a negative 18. 28, the absolute value of negative 9 is 9, and the opposite of negative 9 is 9. Problem number 4, the absolute value of 4 is 4, and the opposite of 4 is negative 4. Number 30 is a negative 100. The absolute value of negative 100 is 100, and the opposite of negative 100 is 100. Problems number 31 through 38 are asking us to find the sum. Here we have 12 plus a negative 18. One's red, the 18 is red, and the 12 is black. That means we have to subtract them. 18 minus 12 is 6. The largest number carries a negative sign. 32, a negative 8 plus a negative 7. Both these cards would be red. We add them together, that gives us 15. Both red would leave us with a negative 15. 33, a negative 27, and a black 38 means we're going to have to subtract them. That gives us 11, and the largest number is positive, so our answer is positive. 34, we have two negative numbers, negative 11, negative 18. They would both be red cards. We would add them together. That gives us 29. Because they're both red, it's a negative 29. 35, positive 61, and a negative 44. We're going to subtract them. That gives us 17. And because the larger number is negative, our answer will also be negative. 36, we've got two negative numbers, two red cards. That means we add them together. That gives us a negative 34. 37, a negative 21 and a positive 9. We're going to subtract them. That gives us 12. And since the largest number is negative, our answer will also be negative. 38, we've got negative 22, negative 7. They're both negative, so our answer is going to be negative. 22 plus 7 would be 29. So our answer is a negative 29. 39 is a story problem. At 6 o'clock, the temperature was negative 5. By 2 o'clock, the temperature had risen 22 degrees. What was the temperature at 2 o'clock? Well, we start at negative 5, and we're going to add 22 to it. So this is just like the problems we solved earlier. One's red, one's black. Here's the red, here's the black. So we're going to have to subtract them. And if we subtract them, we get positive 17. And so to answer your question, what was the temperature at 2 o'clock? The temperature was 17 degrees. On problems 40 through 47, you're going to be subtracting integers, which we know as add the opposite. And so 0 minus 8 becomes 0 plus a negative 8. 0 plus a negative 8 is negative 8. 41 says negative 2 minus a negative 2. This would become negative 2 plus the opposite of negative 2, which is 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 42 is negative 46 minus 29. We change this to be negative 46 plus the opposite of 29, which is a negative 29. This would be two reds. We add them together. It becomes a negative 75. 43, 6 minus a negative 13 becomes 6 plus the opposite of negative 13 is 13. 6 plus 13 is 19. 44 is a negative 15, subtract a negative 17. This is going to become negative 15 plus the opposite of negative 17, which is 17, which is a positive 2. Problem 45 is 31 subtract 40. So we're going to change this to 31 plus the opposite of 40, which is negative 40. So we are going to subtract these. That'll give us a negative 9. 46, negative 16 minus 9. We would write this as negative 16 plus the opposite of 9, which is minus 9. Negative 16 minus 9 would give us a negative 25. 47, 20 minus a negative 11. We change this to 20 plus the opposite of negative 11, which is 11. That gives us 31 positive. Problem number 48 says, find the difference in elevation of 30 feet below sea level and an elevation of 118 feet above sea level. So we're going to subtract these two. So we're going to do 30 feet, subtract, and this is a negative 30. 30 feet below sea level, subtract 118. Okay, so we're going to rewrite this as a negative 30 plus the opposite of positive 118. Okay, and that gives us a negative 148. Now we want to check to make sure that it makes sense. We started at an elevation of 30 feet below sea level and went to 118 above sea level, and so that was a positive movement, so we will get rid of the negative. So our answer is 148 feet. All right, now we're finding the product or the quotient. Here is 49, and it is 9. It is a negative 9 times a negative 12. Negative times a negative is a positive. 9 times 12 is 108. 52 divided by a negative 4. Positive divided by a negative, the signs are different. It's going to be a negative. And 52 divided by 4 is 13. Negative 13. 51 is a negative 17 times 3. And a negative times a positive, the signs are different. This is going to be a negative 51. 52 says 90 divided by a negative 15. 90 divided by 15 is 6. And 1 is positive, 1 is negative. The answer will be negative 6. 53 says a negative 80 divided by a negative 6. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. And 80 divided by 16 is 5. The answer is positive 5.